All of it is available to you. It's literally handed to you on a silver platter. Why not utilize it to make you the best version of you?
Welcome to today's show. Today we are talking about blood work and the spooky subject of testosterone.
Nice.
Yeah.
Alrighty, man.
What do you got?
I mean, I think first of all, obviously I've been on TRT now for 5 years. But I think one of the things that a lot of people do is they use it as an opportunity to just get on something, right? Rather than actually doing the work. They think, well, if I get on TRT, I'm just going to get peeled out. I'm going to get higher testosterone, so I'm just going to look jacked. Mm-hmm. Really doesn't work that way. I don't know about you, but when I got onto my TRT, I was already fucking peeled out. I was like 185, 190 pounds, single digit body fat percentage. And I did my blood work because one of the other guys in the project was like, man, for the amount of work you do, you should be a lot stronger, a lot bigger. What's your sleep like? I was like, my sleep sucks. He's like, yeah, and your hair's pretty thin. I was like, yeah, it's okay. Like, you don't have to be a dick about it. I'm fucking nearly 30 years old. Maybe I'm just going to go bald soon. He's like, nah, man, I think your testosterone sucks. So we got my tested. Mm-hmm. And I was like, fuck, my testosterone levels were 160. And the guy phoned me because you have the consultation after. And he's like, man, you've got like the testosterone of a child. I was like, oh, no shit. I was like, so what are we doing here? Mm-hmm. It's like, you have to get on TRT. It is what it is. He's like, you're going to do 1 cc a week. So I did the 1 cc a week. And then I felt myself like spiking and troughing too much. So we split it up half and half. But I think a lot of people, and this is probably what your experience with a lot of the guys on the coaching is, they want to get on TRT because they think it's going to get them results faster. Mm-hmm. What's your experience? Because I know you've done TRT as well. You've been
absolutely.
on it for a minute.
And I also started when I was in fairly good shape, not peak level, but you know, if anything, the biggest difference that I felt was energy,
right,
and recovery.
Huge.
And maybe, you know, and I know you're better at this. Is more of your wheelhouse than mine. What would you say is a good range of testosterone, just for those people who are kind of new to it? Like as far as what's low, what's high, what's kind of okay in general.
So that one is really dependent on age. So at the age that I got mine tested, I was 27 years old, maybe 28, and normal ranges at that age is between 800 and 1,000. So at 160, I was like, I barely measured on that spectrum. Mm-hmm. But if you're like a 50-year-old guy, it's probably more like, I don't know, maybe 400 to 800 or thereabouts. So, I mean, you get your blood work tested and you do that work. You will get an expert that's involved in this space, and mm-hmm. they will tell you whether you're within normal ranges for your age and stuff like that. But the biggest thing for me was, and the biggest thing I tell all of the battle ready guys first, is get into shape first. Because otherwise, you get your blood work done, we know what's going to come back. You're low testosterone. No shit.
Yeah. Because
you're fucking 80 pounds overweight, bro. So that 80 pounds overweight that you have, that 80 pounds of fat, is just storing a fuck ton of estrogen, because that's where estrogen is stored with, guys. So you've got 80 pounds worth of fat chilling, holding on to a shit ton of estrogen. Estrogen naturally suppresses your testosterone. So now you got a low testosterone level. Shock. Who would have thought?
Yeah, it's like a triple whammy, right?
Right.
You're overweight, you're pretty much useless when it comes to strength.
Right.
Maybe a little bit, and then your estrogen levels are,
through the fucking roof.
Right.
So it's like, okay, cool. Well, hey man, with all due respect, you're fat. Lose some weight first. I bet your testosterone will be pretty good. Mm-hmm. Then, if you're in good condition, but you still drink like a fish, smoke like an arsehole, you do way too much weed and some other fucking shit that you do on the weekend that most people don't want to talk about doing, like, no wonder your testosterone's low. How about we start kicking those bad habits first too? Start getting rid of some of them, and oh shit, fucking testosterone's up? Wow, who would have thought?
Right.
So it's like, I think testosterone is very much linked to lifestyle. If your lifestyle sucks, your testosterone is going to suck. So dial all of that stuff in first. And then if your testosterone is still low, like mine was, it's like, okay, well, at this point, bro, you can't be helped. Like, you've done everything right. You eat well, you train well, you sleep I mean, my sleep's always been pretty shitty. I'm not going to lie to you. I'm not going to pretend. If I get 5 to 6 hours a night, that's a good night's sleep for me. My sleep quality is good, just the quantity sucks. But you got decent sleep. Your stress is relatively well managed. Now it's a case of what's happening internally. What are the hormones doing? Why is it not dialed in? Okay, cool. Let's figure that out and let's do that. But a question that I get asked a lot, and I'm interested to hear if you get it as well, is when should you get your blood work done? I get asked this plenty. It's like, I say, get it done whenever. Like, you don't have to get it done just because you're 50 years old. Like, don't wait till you're 50. If you're 25, get your blood work done. Because also, the ranges are provided as a guesstimate for people roughly your age should be within this range. But that doesn't mean to say that, Nate, your natural testosterone level might be 1500. Like, there's nothing to say that that couldn't be it. Like, your body just naturally produces a fuck ton of testosterone. Now you drop to what would be considered a normal range and you feel like shit. Because that's 700 points off of where you naturally sit. But you wouldn't know that if you didn't do your blood work frequently.
Yeah, and that's huge. I mean, for me, when I did the blood work too, I found out other indicators that I should be paying attention to. And for me, that was magnesium. I was ridiculously low, and I started to supplement it, pumpkin seeds and regular magnesium supplements. My energy levels completely changed. I was so low that I was in the range of possibly having a heart attack or a tachycardia or something else like that, an event. That's how low I was. And I didn't know, right? And so
you wouldn't know.
Exactly. And so that's, one of the data subsets that, that we've talked about on a different, episode that you need to pay attention to. And it's very specific to the individual. Like, so there's some guys that are probably okay with magnesium. I personally was not, and my iron was too high.
Yeah.
And so, it's definitely worth it. It's not just for the testosterone; it's for all the other indicators that, and right now it's fairly affordable. I mean, guys spend more on shoes than a blood test,
right?
And they don't see the value in the blood test, which is shocking, quite shocking.
Yeah,
So.
I would rather look fresh in my fucking Nikes than know what's happening internally here and make sure that my actual ticker is working correctly.
Right.
It's wild.
It's very wild.
Like you said, it'll highlight to you food insensitivities as well.
Right.
So like, oh man, every time I eat fucking broccoli, I feel like shit. Well, maybe you have a food insensitivity. I tell you what, if you did your blood panel, you would fucking know though.
Yeah.
Like, why are we playing this guessing game? It's 2023, man.
Yeah, it's crazy.
Motherfuckers are still guessing.
Yeah, and crazy story about that. So my wife got her blood work done too, and she found out she's allergic to pinto beans. And so she's she's of Mexican heritage, right?
Right.
Number two, she had like eczema that would pop up here and there, and we didn't know why. She got her blood test done. Guess what? Went away.
Shock.
She cut that out. Mushrooms too, she couldn't do. So, and the blood work is so valuable as far as the data you get just about your own self and what things work and what things don't work. And so now you're training smart.
Right.
Not just hard.
No.
Right. You can train hard and smart. Same thing with, the TRT.
Right. Yeah, I mean, Hannah did the same thing. Hannah was struggling, dude. She was 30 pounds overweight and just struggled. Every time she ate, she felt sick. Her hands were sore, joint pain, everything. I was like, fucking write in your blood panel. So she hired a nutrition coach. I mean, I think it was like 25 grand last year we spent on her like nutrition coaching for the year. Worth every penny. She fucking shifted 30 pounds, completely different human being. Like, she looks healthier, feels healthier. She's fucking 10,000 times better mom, has more energy. Like, everything just is better. And people are like worried about doing a blood panel and fixing themselves. Why? Because it's a piece of data that tells you the truth.
Yeah.
And most people don't want to know the truth. And then they get hit with something in like 6 months from now where the doctor's like, he said to me, hey man, you're pre-diabetic, you're about to have fucking heart failure, your liver sucks, and your fucking kidneys are under pressure.
Yeah.
Oh, who would have thought? Because you're a fucking idiot and your lifestyle sucks.
Right.
And this will highlight that. So it's a case of like, get out of your own way, run the panel. If it comes back clean, fucking win.
Awesome.
Good for you. But if it comes back and it shows you where you could be better, and all of a sudden you realize that, man, when I eat garlic, it really fucks me up.
Yeah.
No wonder I feel like shit. Okay, cool. Now you kill garlic and every day you feel awesome. And it costs you, what, $200 to run a fucking panel?
Yeah, game changer.
Stop.
And
It's
you're just not
ridiculous.
buying foods indiscriminately, right? Especially like if you're on a program like ours where we're telling you to choose good foods, you definitely don't want to choose the ones that are going to blow you up. Garlic, for me, funny you mentioned that. I feel like there's 2 balloons in my stomach as soon as I start to eat it. I can't have it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Definitely if it's in an elevated quantity,
Yeah.
fucks me up so bad.
Yeah, it's terrible.
But like super low quality quantity in a food, I can handle it. Hannah's similar to you where garlic fucks her up
Yeah.
in a bad way.
Yeah.
But for the longest time, we were putting garlic on everything because neither of us knew it. Cooking with garlic oil and then putting garlic spice and crushing garlic. And
Oh, yeah.
fucking
What's the
going
staple,
hard
right,
on
for
it.
cooking?
Right.
The cooking staple.
'Cause it tastes amazing.
Right.
She just doused everything in garlic. And then we were like, oh, man, fuck. Oh, Jesus Christ, I feel like fucking shit. Why do I feel like shit? And then, I've got this fucking headache every day, Nate. I don't understand. I'm going to just pop this pill every day to stop the headache. Bro, it's because you're eating shit that your body fucking hates. You're literally poisoning yourself.
Yeah.
And you're too stubborn to look at a fucking blood panel and realize that you poison yourself every day, which is why you're getting the fucking migraines or the headaches. Like your body's telling you something's fucking wrong.
Yeah, and that's what's awesome about the blood panels, and it's your blueprint. So if you want to get healthy real quick, it's basically the roadmap. You have it. You can buy not a general roadmap. It's yours.
It's custom.
It's custom to you. That's your blood.
Straight up DNA shit.
Let's focus on X, Y, and Z and start feeling better and starting getting healthy. So
Exactly. So, I mean, I think we could talk about this for a very long time, but we'll end up saying the same shit over and over again. End of the day, TRT is not a miracle formula that's going to get you jacked.
Yep.
Just because you've decided to be on TRT, it doesn't mean you look like fucking Ronnie Coleman overnight. You still have to work.
Yeah.
I know a lot of people on TRT who are fat as fuck.
yeah, probably a good time for you to make the distinction between PEDs and TRT. They're not the same.
No, very, 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 very different.
Yeah.
Performance enhancing drugs and TRT. TRT is prescribed by a doctor. It's in a dose that gets you back to what's considered normal ranges. PEDs, performance enhancing drugs, it's still testosterone, but it's different compounds of testosterone, different other compounds over and above that. But at the end of the day, not doctor prescribed. It's more 9 times out of 10 prescribed by someone who's wanting to help you get bigger, stronger, fitter, healthier, whatever, but in quantities that may or may not be favorable for you. And at the end of the day, both only work when you do the work.
Exactly.
You could run every compound under the sun, every PED under the sun, and if you just sit your ass in this chair, you will not look like me. You will not look like Nate. It's not possible. You still have to get out there and use the fucking shit you see in the backgrounds and do the work.
Yeah.
So PEDs, I'm about to spiral, so I'm going to bring it all back. But PEDs and TRT, they're not your recipe for not doing work. You still have to do work. If you're an idiot and you take PEDs and you just makes you a bigger idiot. So if you eat like an arsehole and you do steroids, you just eat like a bigger arsehole. If you train like an arsehole, you train like a bigger arsehole. It's just what it does. It enhances what you're already doing. If you're doing nothing, it just enhances the fact that you're going to get fat faster.
Yeah.
But at the end of the day, do your blood work. Understand where your normal ranges are or what's considered normal ranges for you, and understand where you're at in terms of food sensitivities and all of that stuff. All of it is available to you. It's literally handed to you on a silver platter. Why not utilize it to make you the best version of you? I don't understand these guys who are like, oh, I'm not spending $200. Really? $200 to know what foods fuck you up and make you feel like shit? You spend $200 a month on medication to stop feeling like shit. Once you spend $200 on one blood test that'll stop you eating the stuff that's making you feel like shit, now you save $200 a month.
Precisely.
You fucking ignorant prick.
Yeah, it's eye-opening. If you want to know your blueprint, and we can keep talking circles, that's just the way. You have to know what your blood's doing and eat appropriate and exercise accordingly. It's what it is. That simple.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And if you are if you're one of these guys who are inevitably going to run PEDs, because it happens all the time, do your blood work first. So you know where your ranges are before, then do your blood work after your cycle. So you know what damage you've done. So you can repair the damage and go back to what's considered your normal range. These guys who just run PEDs and don't know where the fuck they are first, stupid.
Yeah. So
stupid. You've fucked yourself up for decades. Don't do it. Secondly, food sensitivities. do it. It's fucking good for you. It's good to know what's working, what's not working. And then ultimately, TRT, most guys need TRT these days. It is what it is. Unfortunately, our diet sucks. We're filled with foods that are just chock-a-block full of preservatives and crap that just fucks up your testosterone. So run your test. Understand where it's at. And ultimately do the repair work. But it's going to take you moving weight first, getting healthier first, and then start thinking about TRT. Don't get on TRT if you're 40 pounds overweight. That's stupid.
Yeah, you need to work on the matter at hand, which is to cut a little bit more and start to learn movements.
And get the discipline, because otherwise your discipline is just going to be enhanced. You're going to enhance bad discipline by being on TRT. Because like I said, I know a lot of people who are on TRT that are very fucking fat. And since starting TRT, got fatter faster.
Yeah.
Because if you testosterone turns you into a teenager in an adult's body with no fucking control. That's how I was. I was like a teenager with no control, and I made grown-up money. So there's nothing fucking stopping me. I could eat donuts. I could eat everything I wanted, but thank fuck for the fact that I had discipline and consistency, which is why TRT then helped me just get bigger, stronger, feel better, have more energy. But there's a lot of guys who have shit discipline. And that TRT made them turn into a fucking teenager with a big fucking Amex bank card. And now they could be an absolute prick with it.
Yeah. Yeah, and it's really important to make sure it's, you go through a doctor, get your blood work. Mm-hmm. Don't go the bro way and, talk to some dude in the gym and he's going to give you whatever out of the back of his trunk. That's not the way to do it.
That's not TRT.
It's actually fairly dangerous. Yeah, you don't know what you're getting. Science on that side of it has progressed tremendously. So, definitely see a doctor and get your blood work and see if you're a good candidate, but make sure that you're also set up correctly for it. You got the discipline, the habits, and you don't need to lose 80 pounds.
Agreed. Yeah. So at the end of the day, if you guys are looking for someone that you need to do your blood panel and you don't have that kind of facility near you, drop a comment in the comment section below. One of us will shoot you our information or our doctor's information. The company I work with is based in Florida. They literally ship all around the country. Can put you in touch with them, whatever the case might be. But at the end of the day, stop guessing. It's not, this guessing game is so stupid. 2023, stop fucking guessing. Dial in your nutrition, dial in your fitness, dial in your habits, dial in your discipline, and then do your blood work, understand where you're at, get your testosterone dialed in, and ultimately just be happy, feel happier, function better. But it takes knowing where you are currently. And the only way you can do that is by understanding your blood work and your blood panels and where your hormone levels are. Hope you guys liked today's episode. We'll catch you all next week. Like, subscribe, share. Cheers for now.